Hey folks, Frank with Roundtable Realty, and you got my good buddy here, Carlos with Movement Mortgage. I know there's a lot of confusion on what's happening with rates and programs, and are we gonna have foreclosures? Are we gonna have short sales? So we've got an expert here to talk with us about that today. How amazing is this? 1 out of every 7 people who leave their state move where?
Florida.
Florida, why not, right? One of the first things that you need to do when you're gonna purchase a home is to go ahead and get pre-qualified. That's the very first thing that we wanna do. And I have a lot of folks that say to me, well, I got a bank, my bank is great, I love working with my bank, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I like banks too, okay? I like banks for certain things, but I don't necessarily like banks for my mortgage. Why? Because what are they? They're 8 to 5. They're 8 to 5, Carlos?
They are 8 to 5, if you're lucky.
And what about you? You're...
Whenever I'm needed. I'm always going to have my phone on me and always available, especially on the weekends, which is the busiest, seems to be the busiest time for you guys in the real estate world.
So what's the difference between using your bank for a mortgage or a direct lender for your mortgage like Carlos with Movement?
What's great about using a direct mortgage lender rather than a bank is we specialize in residential mortgages. That's all we do. We're not trying to sell you a credit card. I'm not going to try to give you an auto loan. A lot of people might not know that most people in our industry are 100% commission based. Whereas somebody who works at a bank, they get a salary, maybe a little bit of bonus here and there for when they close a transaction. So at the end of the day, if something falls through, maybe they're not as worried. Maybe they're not going to work quite as hard just because of the fact that they always have that salary to back themselves up. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that the transaction closes. It's a smooth process. It closes on time.
Along those same lines, don't you guys have more programs available?
Being that we specialize in mortgages, we have a lot of programs that your banks aren't going to have access to. Some of the jumbo products, some of what's called non-QM, which is something that maybe doesn't fit quite in the box for your conventional financing or FHA financing. We have access to these programs. We know them inside and out, whereas your banker might not have access or know these programs like they really should.
There's more mortgage programs available now than there ever have been. So let's be frank about buying and selling, and let's talk about mortgages too.